friends, it's time for our week ahead reading for February 10th to February 16th, 2025. As always, I love to set the intention that this is for my YouTube subscribers. So if you're new here, go ahead and make sure that you are subscribed. And if you have been watching these, I would love for you to like, comment, share, help me grow this YouTube collective. My name is Beth, and I do what I call trauma-informed intuitive tarot reading. So I have my bachelor's in psychology, my master's in marriage and family therapy. I've been a certified life coach for 9 years, and I have extensive trauma training, and I bring all of that into my tarot practice. And I was actually just thinking about how I'm about to hit my 7-year tarot reading anniversary. So while I am new to being on YouTube, I am not new to tarot at all, and I'm just really glad that you have decided to be here with me. So this week we have another week in Aquarius season. We have the full moon in Leo on February 12th. I'm going to actually do a whole reading just on that, so I'm not going to focus on that too much here. But another transit that we have, whoa. Okay, actually, this is just already speaking to that, okay? The Death card and the Eight of Cups, it's already telling me this is some of the energy of the week, and like you're gonna need to prepare that for this full moon. This is a full moon for releasing things that you've been holding onto that you just know is finally time to let go of. So the Death card is that like release, and the Eight of Cups is walking away from something that maybe you have, it's hard. You don't want to walk away from it because you're really disappointed. It's not the outcome that you've wanted to, you wanted a different outcome. And you can even see like she has this full moon, right? And this card is Saturn in Pisces. We're literally currently in Saturn in Pisces, and I was just about to talk about the other Pisces energy that we are going to be having, because on February 14th, Mercury moves into Pisces. That's also, a big transit this week. But I'm just seeing with this full moon, it is going to be a really big time for releasing. So, if you've been trying to kind of like maybe move on from something and change things, I was literally just about to say, as we're like starting the new year and we're coming out of winter, we're going more and more towards spring. We need to be ready with new beginnings. Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. So in order to call in the new, right? In order to call in these new things, you have to make space for that. And so we have to let go of things, like kind of think about right now, like where, things that you just don't want to take with you on your journey anymore. Maybe a location, and I don't necessarily mean like a physical location. I mean more like a spiritual location that you've been in that you don't want to be in anymore. And that just seems like a really big energy of what you're releasing this week to make space for the new, so that you can call in new, better, brighter beginnings, okay? Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. So that's really big energy for this week. I do want to touch on the fact that we do have this transit of Mercury going into Pisces on February 14th, which is also Valentine's Day. By the way, I am doing a ton of different special readings this week on my site. You can book private readings with me at my stan.store, stan.store/IntuitivelyBeth. It's also going to be in the comments. Bunch of different special readings for Valentine's week, so you can take a look. But with the Mercury into Pisces transit, Mercury in Pisces is an energy of less thinking logically and a lot more fantasy. And the fact that Saturn is in Pisces helps a little bit to bring you a little bit back to reality, to groundedness, to a little bit more practicality. So there's a little bit of a help with that. However, with the fact that Venus is in Aries, that can be impulsive in love. We also have Neptune in Pisces, and Neptune is very much like the energy, the planet of illusion and fantasy, and it's in its home sign of Pisces. And so with Mercury being in Pisces and Venus being in Pisces, there can be a lot of more like fantasy, and then maybe impulsiveness and acting on that heart's desire, because you're maybe kind of seeing things more with some rose-colored glasses. And so this is something to just be like really aware of as we head into like the upcoming weeks as well. And of course it starts on Valentine's Day. And so for, my friends out there that are single or really trying to like, they want to be in a relationship there, and maybe you're in a relationship, but it's not like the relationship that it's not in its ideal place. This might be an energy where you are kind of trying to force something because you're focused on the fantasy of it as opposed to the reality of it. Okay, and so that's just an energy that I'm getting coming through, is something that you just need to be aware of for this week. Let's see if there's other messages that you need to know for this week, February 10th to February 16th. Thank you, Spirit. What else does this collective need to know for the week of February 10th to February 16th, 2025? What else does this collective need to know for February 10th to February 16th, 2025? I mean, this is like what I was just saying, that confusion with the Four of Cups. Like there can be some of that like illusion a little bit, and you might be so focused on something that you know about already with the Four of Cups, right? Like maybe a connection that you already know of, and you're missing that there can be something that's more fulfilling that could come for you. Look at that Ace of Cups there. Something could be more fulfilling that could come for you if you walk away from something that really hasn't been fulfilling for you. It hasn't been meeting your needs. That's that Four of Cups energy. What else? What else is going on this week? Thank you, Spirit. What else does this collective need to know for this week? February 10th to February 16th. February 10th to February 16th. February 10th to February 16th. I'm definitely getting a lot around relationship energy. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I do feel like it's kind of similar to what I was just saying before I was like pulling the cards. And so I see a King of Cups, but then I see the Nine of Swords coming out. I'm sorry. Oh, Nine of Swords, I just said. Interesting. Nine of Swords actually would be like a mental energy that would be kind of like your thoughts are hurting you, but it's Nine of Stars. So that was just an interesting slip. And when I have a slip like that, I don't think it's just like coincidence. Nine of Stars in reverse, and then the Two of Wands. I actually don't even have a single Swords card out, so it's interesting that I said that. Okay, so what I'm getting here, there is somebody that you have your eye on, that and maybe they are coming forward in a little bit more of a loving way, and that could also be because they're also kind of like a little bit in the fantasy, right? Like that can happen. What I'm seeing with the Nine of Stars in reverse is that it just seems like being with them moves you backwards. I feel like you were in this energy more. You were getting into like a good place of like thriving. And I know that you don't want to be single. I get that. But it just seems like there was like you figured out how to like be better, I think. And then at the same time, no other like good prospects have come forward, I feel like. And now they are maybe showing up more as a prospect. And the Nine of Stars in reverse is kind of like, okay, but are you actually having to like move backwards to have them come in your life? And with the Two of Wands coming out, what this is telling me is that it's like, take a second, and before you decide to like go all in with them, just kind of like take some time here. Assess the risks, plan before moving forward with the Two of Wands. And it's interesting because with the Two of Wands, she is actually turning her back towards the future for her. Like, she's facing us instead of like facing where her destination is supposed to be. And so it's almost like she turned her back on where she was going, and to be like, wait, what else do I need to do here first? Like the Three of Wands card, Leo, the Three of Wands card faces away from us because the Three of Wands is ready to go forward on her journey, and she's kind of turning back. It's like the opposite of the Eight of Cups that we had seen before, right? She turned her back on all of this, and the Two of Wands is wait, maybe I'm not ready to turn my back on it. And I'm not saying that you need to cut something out completely, but it just seems like maybe you're not diving full force into something either, because I also see, and I know this is going to take a lot of inner strength from you. Look at with the Strength card, the Leo card, the Leo full moon, right? This is an emotional time. What I'm also seeing with these three cards here, we had the Emperor, the Page of Cups, and the Tower card all came out at the same time. And it's almost like this this person's coming in, so King of Cups and Emperor, they're coming in, maybe showing some like strong masculine energy, and it's so exciting to you. Cups is also some Pisces energy here. It seems like it's really exciting to you. It feels really good. And I feel like it just like makes you crumble all your boundaries so quickly with a Tower. But I also feel like it's not sustainable. I don't see this being sustainable. What else? I can just tell that there's something else. I hear them saying like there's still a lot more to this message. What else does this collective need to know? Thank you, Spirit. What else does this collective need to know? What else does this collective need to know? Yeah, okay. So I see the World card, which is kind of telling me like, it almost is like, hold on, you were about to like pass through instead of like just doing the cycle over and over, it was almost like you were gonna like elevate and move past, and I feel like you're getting called back. The Nine of Cups in reverse, it's like something is making you think that all of a sudden you're gonna be able to have the fantasy that you've been wanting, but it's not that. The Nine of Cups upright would be like your wishes are coming true. The Nine of Cups in reverse is telling me it looks like you think your wish is coming true, but it's an illusion, friend. The Moon card just came out too. This is an illusion. Not everything is as it seems. You're falling kind of for some of these like, you know, it's like rose-colored glasses, right? And now we have the Nine of Stars and the Nine of Cups in reverse. And I don't shuffle my deck in reverse. So the fact that something comes out in reverse, it just means it's like extra significant. Like every card is upright in the deck. When it falls out in reverse, it just seems really significant. And so it just really seems like this is very much not what you want it to be. And the Pisces energy might make you think that it is something that it's not. I also see the Six of Crystals on the bottom of the deck. This is actually the card that represents Mercury being in Aquarius, which that's where Mercury is today. Mercury will be moving into Pisces on Friday, but for, you know, the first several days of this week, Mercury is going to be still in Aquarius. So it's almost like you like try to use this time where you can think a little bit more logically now. And then look at also how like she's trying to row towards the logic place and stay grounded and not just like be caught up in the like emotional energy. She's trying to get to the truth with the Six of Crystals. She worked really hard. The Queen of Wands. This can be for any gender, but the Queen of Wands, I'm saying she because that's who's pictured on the card. The Queen of Wands is also somebody who has really worked on healing, and like the black cat here represents the healing that you've had to do by acknowledging like the parts of you that needed that attention, some of those shadow sides of yourself, and now you're like you've gotten into a greater power. Look at that, the Self card on the bottom of the deck now too. It's like, don't lose who you are. And I think that's a big part of this Nine of Stars in reverse, this like losing who you are, getting so excited that like this person's maybe showing up for, you know, a minute as this King of Cups or this Emperor energy, that you're really like ready to lose yourself and you fall back into, look at that. It went Queen of Wands, Self, Page of Wands. You're going backwards towards the Page energy because you're just so excited, right? They show up a little bit and you're like, oh, they've grown a bit. So like then you are dropping yourself down to their level. Ooh, okay. 10 of Wands. I think you're forgetting like the burden of the like all the work that you did and how far you've come and all the work you've done of everything you've had to carry before. And it's like you're going backwards. Like look at the fires literally burning behind her. So I think that's a lot of the energy that you need to be aware of for this week. That seems like it's very likely related to a romantic situation. You know, for some of you, maybe this applies to a family member or a friend that is showing back up for you in some way, but it does seem like it's somebody who's very important to you, and somebody where like this relationship you've really had to grow and evolve from. It does seem like also a masculine energy, the Emperor, the King of Cups, and you're more in this feminine energy, so it does seem like they're coming towards you. But Emperor and King of Cups could be like, you know, like a father figure or something like that. It could also be, it doesn't necessarily have to just be romantic here, but I definitely do think that for most of you, this probably is a romantic connection and thoughts of this romantic connection. For some of you, I feel like this is actually even just the fantasy of this person coming back. It's almost like you've grown so much and you're just still kind of like fantasizing about this person coming back this week for some reason. And I think that this isn't necessarily saying that they're actually coming back. It's almost just like the energy of their existence is coming back into your thoughts, and you kind of maybe slip back a little bit in your healing on this. Yeah, look at the Four of Stars. It's like you are holding on to someone, grasping onto something because you don't want to start over. Like that brings us really back to the Death and the Eight of Cups that this reading started with. You don't want to have to wipe everything clean and start over, so you want to hold on to like every little bit that you can. But I just see this continuing to hurt you. The Ten of Crystals here, it's almost like you have to, the way to move forward is not to take steps back and then move forward. It's kind of like wipe it clean, let all the hurt happen that has happened, acknowledge it, and then we gotta stand back up again. And that's how you move forward. Look at that, the Chariot card on the bottom of the deck after that. Okay, that's how to have a new beginning. Here's our Ace of Stars now as well. All right, that's new, completely new cycle, completely new wheel, completely changing the course of time with the Wheel of Fortune by really letting this go. Five of Cups. Okay, so that seems to be a lot of the energy this week. Let's see if there's anything else, maybe like on a not relationship related. I kind of want to see if there's anything you need to know like in other areas of your life. So let's just see if there's anything that you need to know, like maybe around like work, money, stuff like that for this week, or just like, yeah, just not necessarily relationship related. What do you need to know this week for work and money? Thank you, Spirit. What do you need to know this week for work and money? Okay, so what I'm getting is that it might seem kind of like stressful, and like, yeah, okay. It seems like things are like maybe not going so great, especially at the beginning of the week with the Nine of Crystals. This was the card I was referring to earlier that I had thought of when I saw the Nine of Stars in reverse. The Nine of Crystals is here. It seems like there is some like work and finance stress. However, I got the Queen of Stars and the Three of Wands coming out together. So to me, it's kind of like, okay, it's like mentally you're feeling like, or you're having thoughts of like, this isn't going well and it's really stressing you out, but actually you're still like okay, financially okay, and like it's kind of like this time is going to pass. You're going to be able to move through this. Like you're getting ideas, you're going to be able to keep going, move forward. So I think that maybe something is also happening this week that is just making you, it seems like it's something much bigger than you. So maybe this is, you know, global things that happen, political things that happen that make you really worried about what is going to happen for you financially and in your career. And especially with the Three of Wands coming out too, it seems like this is like a lot bigger than just, you know, on an individual level. I think what's happening is like on a bigger level, something's happening and that's affecting you. And just seeing that like, you're okay. All right. Maybe you're going to have to make some changes, but like at least this week, especially, you are okay. But yeah, with the Three of Crystals as well, and the Five of Crystals and the Seven of Wands, to me, this indicates that there's something happening kind of bigger this week. And so, yeah, I mean, there's constantly a lot of stuff going on in the news and the trade wars and stuff like that. But it seems like there's some stuff related to that is making you feel very anxious and stressed. So with the Six of Cups on the bottom of the deck, as well as the fact that the Queen of Stars is here, I think there's like these parts of you that feel very scared. And while that fear is not actually even irrational, right? Your fear is valid no matter what, but just because you feel a feeling doesn't mean it's also a rational feeling. I think in a lot of these cases, the feelings are not only valid, but also frankly rational. And you can kind of assure this inner child, the younger parts of you that are like really feeling fear, and find ways to comfort yourself. That seems to be really important. Look at that, the Strength card here. Okay, so the Six of Cups and the Strength card, there's going to be these needs to comfort yourself. And the Eight of Crystals is also telling me like you aren't as powerless as you think. So what this is about with the Queen of Stars and the Three of Wands, there's just so much clarification here. Thank you, Spirit. So the Queen of Stars is showing me like you can kind of mother yourself, parent yourself, nurture yourself, take care of yourself, and you actually do have some power that so find your power again, okay? You aren't as stuck as you think you are. The Eight of Crystals and the Three of Wands are very opposite, right? So you are going to feel very powerless. Nine of Crystals, Eight of Crystals, but you can regain that power. And especially when your thoughts are just really taking over for you. Yeah. And you kind of go into a dark place, Five of Stars, you're feeling like, oh my God, how am I going to be okay? You're feeling like, I think there is like a fear of financial security. Come back to finding some ways to play, have fun. The Sun card here too now. Look at this. Look at how much, these are like the cards in the deck that are so much about this like inner child taking care of yourself. So the Sun card, the Six of Cups, the Strength card, there's a lot of energy here about really just needing to get control of your thoughts, Page of Crystals, and find some joy, find some fun. That might mean that you have to kind of tune away from the news for a little bit. It's, of course, you need to be informed, but also you need to make sure that you're not so affected by something that you're not able to function. Okay, so yeah, look at it's like with the Eight of Stars, being very mindful of what you're taking in and how much of it you're taking in. Once you know something, you don't necessarily need to watch like 17 more videos about it. Okay, so instead, like, go do something fun, go do something creative, go outside if you can, if it's not too cold. Let the sun literally like touch you. Okay, and yeah, do something fun. Like I keep hearing coloring, so maybe that's something for somebody needs to hear, to like literally like go get like a coloring book and crayons, like so like more like little kid style. Yeah, and that's going to help you to kind of like regain your balance within yourself with the Temperance card there. Find some of those like Zen moments. Okay, I'm gonna actually do one more pull for us. Let's just see if there's any final advice from Spirit for this YouTube collective for this week. Thank you, Spirit. Is there any final advice that you have for my YouTube subscribers for this week? Any final advice? The Strength card is back. Okay, so this is telling me two things. First, the Leo full moon, because this is the Leo card. It's a big full moon. Don't skip it, okay? But second, come back to your inner world that's here, not your inner fantasy world. That's the part we gotta come back to, like the inner feeling of truth world, not our inner fantasy world. Come back to that. Take care of yourself, and you are stronger than you think, and you have more power than you think, and you can use that. So that's the final message.